Good evening, everyone. It's Scott, S3 Model Works again, Scotty Scale Studio. Back, it is August 7th, 2021, and just wanted to take a few minutes to bring you guys up to date on what I have been working on, what I have gotten finished, which isn't much. It's been quite hot here in the Southwest deserts. Not great for painting, not great for sitting out here in the garage in 80 plus temperatures and very low humidity. But I will take you guys through a few things, and I've got quite a few projects, as I always do. Most of them are unfinished, but I have managed to get one or two completed, and I have a third which will be well on its way later this evening. I will likely upload it at the end of this video. It'll probably be a speedy up type of painting session, but it's going to be a hand painting session of some camouflage on the Tamiya Hanomag half-track. So I won't reveal any more than that, but hang tough with me. Let me get the cameras swung around and join me, okay? It's good to be back with you guys. I've missed you, and I owe my subscribers some content. And in light of that content, I just wanted to mention that I've seen not a great number, but there's been some really prolific and profound modelers, in my opinion, who've they're tired of doing build streams and videos and updates because it does take such a long time. So I'm trying to do my part as a smaller modeler to maybe fill that gap with some extra content that you guys might enjoy. So I'm Scott, S3 Model Works. Okay, be back in like 2 and 2. Bye for now. Hi everybody, I'm back. This is, you've seen this before. This is Tamiya's M4 A3 Sherman from Tamiya 135. And I decided to do this vehicle as a field-applied concrete armored, not a jumbo per se, but just concrete armor on this particular version. And as you can see, I've depicted it as being destroyed, and I've decided to pull off one of the bogies and flip it out here into the field. If you've seen any of my other videos, which are up on my channel, you know, check them out, take a look. You'll get a little better look at the diorama. But basically, as the crew was sighting in and trying to kill the tank on the move, they dropped a couple of shots low, blowing this bogey off out into the field, and then they eventually targeted it well and hit the turret with 2 through-and-through shots and 1 glancing shot. And then over here on this side, I decided to depict it as a couple of those high-velocity rounds exiting the turret on the other side, which is more than a strong probability. So anyway, as you can see, I finally got the figures done on here, and these figures are from Tamiya's Panzer crew. The older kit, I don't recall which one it was, but these are basically 3 of the 4 full figures, I think, that were included in the kit. So I've got, you know, one of the officers over here, one of the NCOs checking out a map, probably trying to figure out, you know, maybe where the next tank breach might come from while they're inspecting their handiwork here. And then over here on this side, I have another officer, and he's dressed in my very first attempt at P-Dot camo. And I tried a couple of different blends of P-Dot, not an expert, but I think one of them is early spring and the other one is early fall. At least that's what I tried to replicate. So, but anyway, ta-da! There it is. Let me spin it around and see if maybe I can give you guys a slightly better view at some of the work. If I hold that up, there's part of the back side of the officer there in his P-Dot tunic and pants. I think it came out okay for a for me. I was pretty pleased with it. It's not at any sort of level of other figure painters that I've done. And then there's a bit of a close-up shot of the other two gentlemen inspecting the map and figuring out their next move as far as positioning and or sniping. So anyway, that's my destroyed Sherman Dio 1 in the bag. I completed the model last year. I really just did the figures just over the early part of the summer before it got too hot here. So let me put you guys on pause for just a second and we'll move on with my other completed build. Complete except for weathering. Be right back. Okay, we are back. This is Hobby Boss's 135th German Recon car. Done in colors of the Windhund division, invasion of Poland, 1939, dark gray over red brown. Excuse me, red brown over dark gray. This particular model is a full interior kit, full and complete chassis on the bottom, beautifully detailed. Really beautifully detailed. It was a lot of fun to build. It was almost like putting a real car together in 1/35th scale. It does have a motor, 3.5-liter V8 single overhead cam Horch, but it's not very well detailed, so I decided not to display it. And it does have a full interior as well. I decided to glue the turret because I just didn't want it coming apart on me. I've done some very, very basic weathering on it, basically just consisting of a little bit of water pencil chipping with some lighter colors to show some of the weld seams, pin wash, and a little bit of pigment in the tires. I've been focusing lately on Mike Rinaldi's live streams and his OPR, or oil paint, rendering method, and I'm trying to get brave enough to attempt that. So if this one appears a little bit glossy, it is, because I haven't flatted it out yet. But it is a very neat build, and as you can see, rather than just being equipped with the regular 20mm autocannon or an MG34 or MG42 up here in the turret for defensive type protections, this one is equipped with a 2.8cm anti-tank rifle, as well as a 7.9 2mm anti-materiel rifle on the top. And I'm not quite, hopefully you guys can see that. Even though the kit did not directly instruct me to do it, I opened up all the vision ports, and I opened them up all the way because I could. And I thought it would let a little bit more light in there so you guys might be able to see it with the two side hatches, and the double front hatch there open, as well as I also left the interior doors open to show off a little bit of that detail. And as you can see, there's a fair bit of detail inside. Commander's cupola, seat, the stick hand grenades back there on one side. And there's a few little ancillary items, little MP40 Schmeisser, some empty hand grenade brackets in there, driver's seat, the whole bit. I'm going to come back to weathering on this one, but this was a lot of fun to build. It did have just a couple of issues, and most of that was in construction with the way that the parts were attached to the sprues. For some reason, Hobby Boss likes to leave nubs that you have to clean off flat and flush on areas of mounting parts either together or to another section of the finished model that really make it tedious to build. But as you can see, it came out pretty well. So there's number 2, and I'll just give you guys a real brief look at some of my figures and other small projects that I've been working on. So one more minute, let me get this one off the bench and the next couple up. Be right back. Okie doke, here we go again. Here's number 3. This is ICM's 1/24th scale SEAL Team fighter. He's all dressed in black scuba, which is extremely hard to paint. Interestingly, anyway, he too looks a bit glossier than I would like, but what I really wanted to show you guys, if I can get it to focus, come on, focus baby, I actually did eyes on this guy. Come on, sweetness, focus. There you go. Can you guys see eyes in there? They're not great eyes, but they're my first set, and I was pretty proud of them. So, there he's carrying his typical rebreather and emergency escape cylinders. He's got his hoses for his breathing tubes. He's got his fins hanging off his rear end. He's got his GPS and latitude, longitude, coordinate dealy bobber over there on one of his hips. He's got his sidearm on the other, and other than that, he's pretty much all black. But I was pretty pleased with myself on this guy. Come on, focus up, sucker. There we go. Maybe that'll give you guys just another look. He's not the best sculpted figure out there. He's an earlier ICM release, but he ain't half bad. So, anyway, that was him. He was fun. I built the figure, oh gosh, probably a couple of years ago, and just really got brave enough to paint him before summer. So I felt like my skill set was finally where it needed to be, at least to make a good attempt on him. So, hang on, I'll show you a couple of more, and then we'll move on to tonight's feature, okay? Okay, so here's next. Now, the Willys Jeep you guys have probably seen before. Again, this is the Tamiya MB Willys Jeep with either a master box or I forget whose riders are on here. I wasn't particularly pleased with the way that these riders came out. I guess they look okay, but I kind of figured that I have to have a starting point somewhere, and maybe someday I'll look back on these guys and look at something better that I've done in the future, and I can be a little more proud of them. But they're devoid of their helmets, and the Jeep's completely devoid of any weathering, so this is also a project in the making. I do have one additional figure set up for this guy. Let me see if I can pop him out real quick. Excuse my storage containers. But he's a paratroop ranger, and he's going to be sitting on his horse, and he's going to somehow be interacting with these jokers. I haven't completely figured it out yet, but since the driver looks like he's turning his head and yelling at somebody, I figure he's probably screaming at the paratrooper on the horse to get out of the way, coming through in the big Willys Jeep. So I have some ideas for a diorama, but or a little vignette, but I haven't completely formalized them yet. So just a little bit of progress on that, and I haven't done anything with these guys since it has been so hot, because I gotta be honest, guys, I can't keep my wet palette wet enough to paint on it for any length of time that's beneficial to me. My windows are very, very, very short. I mean, I'm sitting out here right now, it's 80 degrees, I guess that's what, about 20, I don't know, what, 28 Celsius for my European Union and UK friends. Pretty damn hot with very low humidity. So anyway, let me show you the last two, and then we'll move on to the meat and potatoes for tonight. Okay, be back again. One moment. Okay, not sure how well you can see these guys, or not, probably not very well, because all I've done is continually strip paint off these guys because I don't like my progress. But this is ICM's 132nd Luftwaffe Pilots, and as you can see, I've just laid in some very, very basic face tones for the figures here. These are also a work in progress. Some of you guys may have seen these before. The details are a little bit soft on these figures, so they're a little bit difficult for me to paint very specifically. They're life preservers. They have great detail on the front. They even have add-on plastic parts for regulators and hoses, which give it a good degree of realism and depth. But where they end, they don't wrap completely around the body. They basically just sort of hang there, just like U.S. paratroopers or British Red Devils would have hung on the front of them. So, but they're not very well defined, so they're very difficult to paint. And lastly, I'll just show you guys real quick what I'm looking forward to in the relatively near future, and we'll be almost done. Okay, we're almost done, guys, so hang in there. Here's a couple of kits that I've been looking forward to building in the future. I'm not going to start them right now. I'm sort of... This one, the Rodin's F2A Felix stow in 172nd will be a long-term project because it is not a great kit from what I understand, but from looking at it, it certainly looks plausible. This one, on the other hand, I'm just sort of waiting for the right group build to come around to get to this guy, but it's the SPAD 13 early. It's the Profi Pack edition in 1/48 scale from Edward. But the neatest thing about it was I just found my reference book for a lot of these, and guess which two models are included in this book as full builds? Both of these. There's the F2A late, and there's the SPAD 13. So, pretty much going through the first half of the book, you can see there's some really... That's the FE2B. Hi, sorry about the page turning. Some absolutely beautiful work that goes into these. I had my page markers out. What the hell happened to them? Did I take them out? But anyway, you guys get the idea. So, but there's some absolutely beautifully finished kits in here. There it is. There's the Felix stow, the F2A, and it is, like I said, it's a full build. It's basically one of the offshoots of Miguel Jimenez, and how he does things with certain weathering products. But as you can see, it is an intense build. Not the same kit, if I'm not mistaken. This is the Wingnut Wings 32nd scale version of this aircraft, but as you can see, that, I mean, for an ugly flying boat, that's about the prettiest damn ugly flying boat I've ever seen. And in this red and white color, I think that'll just be tremendous. But I'm looking forward to those. So anyway, let me show you the last project that is currently on my bench, actively, anyway, and then I will likely, like I said earlier in the intro of the video, choose to do a little bit of hand painting for you guys tonight. But while I'm on the subject, if you guys don't know, I live in Las Vegas. We have the IPMS 2021 Nationals coming to one of our arenas here on August 18th through 21st. And I gotta be honest with you guys, even though I really want to go, watching our COVID numbers climb the way that they have, I'm not sure that I want to expose myself, and I'm not sure that I want to expose my family. I will probably get brave enough to go for a day, possibly two, and check it out. I would like to see if I could get some kits and supplies, budget providing. And I'd really just like to look around. Plus, I'd like to get out of the house. So, I'm still in the process of doing that. And if I do, I will shoot video when I'm there. It probably won't be the greatest video. As a matter of fact, I may just turn the sound completely off on it, because I know those kind of venues can just be extremely loud. And then I'll edit it up and narrate it, you know, but I would like to give you guys a look at the hall, the models, the judging, if I could, certainly the vendor area, and just the venue in general, you know, and share that with you guys, especially for my European and UK friends that don't, or probably will not have the ability to attend. So I'd like to share that with you guys, but need to do a little bit more soul searching and some talking with the family, and make sure it's okay. All right, so let me put this away. We'll get to the last one of the night, and that'll be about it. It really is nice to be back with you guys. I know I'm just being a chatty Cathy tonight, but I hope you appreciate it, and I hope I'm doing a good job. Let me know, you know, and please, one other thing I wanted to share with you guys is that I really do appreciate your comments. I like interacting with them, and if for no other reason, if you're a first-time visitor or a return visitor, many of you I already know, but there are quite a few of you that I don't know. I know your moniker names on YouTube, but I don't know you on a more personal level. So maybe if you would do me a favor and drop your name, at least your first name, so that I can start relating more and more openly and freely with you guys on some of the same groups that we frequent and live streams that we participate in. I would appreciate that, and that would really help. That would help me get to know you guys. And on the last note of the night, I had to rewatch the Saturday Night Crush stream today because I just got busy this afternoon and my afternoon got away from me. I would have liked to have participated live, but I enjoyed the replay. And I'm really sorry I missed today's show, Carl, because it's not often that you get to host, brother. I miss you, mate. And it's nice to see you back and around, and hopefully the stability in your job will give you a little bit more free time to join us on a more intense frequency. But on that note, any of you guys that frequent either the Saturday Night Crush, the Model Officers Mess, or Totally Scaled Models knows that basically the Saturday Night Crush had lost one of its members and moderators in the group, a young lady by the name of Nim Sindarin, and it was announced today that they're going to do a memorial build for Nim in remembrance of her lost presence in the group. You know, it's a small, tight little community, and I'm real excited for that build because I've been thinking about ideas. James had announced it over on the Model Officers Mess quite a while ago, and wanted some input, but they weren't sure which way they're going to go. But Nim was very much into the fantasy world, Gundam, God, everything from, you know, diamond art, sculpting, painting, creating, drawing, designing. She did some really, really cool stuff, but I have something in mind, and the only thing I'm going to say is it's going to be along a Gundam or Gunpla. I'm not positive of the difference, but it'll be along one of those lines, and hopefully it'll be a tribute that recognizes both her talent and her loss. Our loss of her is what I'm trying to say. So anyway, you guys stay tuned for that. I'm not going to do any reveals tonight because I think it's a pretty cool idea, and if I can pull it off, I'll be pretty pleased with myself. So stay tuned for that. And we're going to get to the half track in just a minute. Let me get this stuff cleared up. Be right back. Okay, last one of the evening, I promise, other than the painting session. And you guys are welcome to join that painting session. If you, like I said, I'm going to speedy it up, set it to some royalty-free music, and just let you guys watch what I'm able to do or what I'm not able to do. Excuse my arm across the table. Sorry about that. This is Tamiya's Sd.Kfz 251/1 House C in 135th. And it's a kit straight out of 1973, so boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka. I have my base coat on. Instead of doing it in just the standard German gray, I gave this one a greenish grayish overtone because I wanted it to mate with a particular type of hand-painted camo, which I believe was early in the invasion of Russia as it crossed from Polish frontiers into Russian provinces. The kit itself built up very, very nicely. I added just a very, very, very few details to it. I added a little bit of wiring to the headlights. Down here I did some grab handles on the inside. I also managed to keep the doors open, and I added a little bit of detail to one of the doors on the inside, and there's a few little other details in there, and I did just a little bit of work in the cab, but you're never gonna see it. This particular kit was primed with Stynylrez red oxide mixed with a little bit of Vallejo leather brown to give it the red oxide look that I was looking for. It's pretty bright. I also, in my attempt to follow Mr. Rinaldi's path for chipping and hairspray chipping and oil paint rendering, I did 2 light coats of hairspray on here like he suggests, and I either went too light or I waited too long to chip it because I can't get it to chip. So I'm just going to press on with the hand painted camo. Let me move this out of the way and I'll show you guys what I'm after. I did a little bit of testing today with some brush patterns and different colors, and I think this is a Model Master Dunkelgelb, or dark yellow, and it's an acrylic. It's not bad. The color is pretty close, but I found a matching color, I think, that paints a little bit better. And this is Vallejo's model air. It's their hemp. And I believe it is... Nope, that's Middlestone. Where's your hemp, dummy? Yeah, there it is. So there's the Model Master Dunkelgelb, and this is Camo Beige or Hemp 71023. It's my understanding that a lot of the Dunkelgelbs might be a little bit too yellow to be accurate, that most of them were more of a tan, and I could see that especially in a field applied setting. And as you can see, the crosshatch pattern here is what I'm going to be going for. So to give you guys an idea of that, hopefully I can get the glare off my camera, probably not. But there's a relatively close-up picture of kind of what I'm after. Get out of there, you lens flare. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. And then I've got one more. Come on, baby. Yeah, get it. This is a slightly wider pattern. It looks to be a little bit more diffused over the area of the vehicle, and honestly I think this is the one that I'm going to chase because I think it looks a little bit better. But anyway, this is what I'm after tonight. So, with all that said and done, I'm Scott. If you guys want to hang out for the paint session, please feel free. I appreciate you joining me. If you're thinking about subscribing, thinking about commenting, do it. I enjoy you guys and gals way too much. I actually had the opportunity to hang out for most of Nats, the Dexterous Crafters show, and heard girls and some of the boys on chat, and it was great catching up with them. I just sort of hung out and just sort of bantered and chat like the little monkey that I am, but I really did enjoy myself, and that's what made me angry when I couldn't join the crash today, at least live, but I did catch it on replay. So join me if you like. If not, you guys are free to come and go as you wish. Check out some of my other videos. Let me know how I'm doing, okay? Love you. Be good. If you can't be good at it. Night for now. Hey everybody, I'm back again. This is just a sound check for me. I turned my AC unit off because after reviewing my videos, you guys can sometimes barely hear my gravelly voice. I hope you can pay strict enough attention to what I can say when I get them uploaded. We'll see what YouTube and the compression does to my video when I get it up. I hope I don't have to retape everything. But just so you don't think I've been a total butt plug with what I've done, I know it looks like I showed you guys a lot, but some of those kits I've been working on for quite a while. Just being pragmatic and procrastinating and doubting my skills and my ability. But let me bring you down to the bench real briefly and I'll show you over the earlier summer months. This is an oldie but moldy. This is the Monogram 132nd Panzer IV, which, as you can see, I attempted to do in a German gray. It's a paint mule, basically, is what it is. It's not a great kit, but it is what it is. I did a little bit of highlighting and some playing with it and some rust, but I mucked it up by essentially using what was an extremely blue. It was advertised as a wash for gray vehicles, but it was an acrylic wash from Vallejo, one of their newer weathering products. Didn't like the way it came out at all, so I'll be repainting this one probably in something like at least an ambush scheme. If not, hell, I might even try a late war dot scheme on it. So paint mule number 1. Oh, excuse me, rustling boxes. And this guy is another paint mule, and this was a gift from my brother-in-law. It's an older Hasegawa 48th scale kit. It was, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the weapon systems that I had didn't look good. I decided to close it up and make it in flight because it was easy and I thought it might transition well that way. But essentially it was a commemorative build, I believe, from the US Bicentennial in 1976. It had several different decal sheets with it. All of the decals were trash. So I'm just going to use it as a paint mule, and even though it may not be correct, the kit itself, I believe, was capable of being built as anything between a C and an N model. I'm not exactly sure where the drones fell in there, but I might play with this one with some metallics and some extreme weathering and fading and things like that, and maybe just make a drone out of it. But anyway, on to tonight's meat and potatoes. Let me put these guys away, and I am gonna paint a little for you guys, and I'm looking forward to that. So hang tough, I'll be back with you as soon as I can.